Great job, Brian. Man, that game looks amazing, and I love to play it. For this past year, everyone's been asking me the same question. What will change in the NHL franchise when it finally comes to the PS4 and Xbox One? My answer, almost everything. Starting with a new generation of hockey player, one that comes alive with intensity, athleticism, and emotion. NHL 15 will also give you more control than you've ever had to embarrass your friends and truly create those amazing highlight reel goals. We've put physics on all 12 players and the puck, bringing a new level of toughness and unpredictability to every game you play. And beyond the ice, NHL 15 brings the energy of the sport to life in the most detailed arenas we have ever built. This is the beginning of a new generation of hockey. And on behalf of the team back at EA Canada, I'm extremely proud to give you your first look at actual gameplay in motion. This is NHL 15.
Thank you to the teams on UFC and NHL, two new awesome games from EA Sports. Now, if you know me at all, you know I have a passion for fast things, especially cars. Inside EA Studios, we have a different way of thinking about speed today. For us, it's all about getting to the fun fast. We are changing the way we create. New tools and new ways of working allow us to explore more game ideas than ever. With this, we can bring a new feature, level, or environment to life in a matter of days or weeks, and actually feel how fun it is. Now, some of these ideas will work, and others won't, but the ones that make it into our games will be awesome. Who better to show you what I'm talking about than the guys at Criterion Games? They know a thing or two about speed. Now listen, we don't typically show things this early, and let's be clear, this is early, but it's also very cool. And let's be honest, we all know that there's no way we could keep this a secret anyway.
At Criterion, we come from a world predominantly experienced through cars. It's time for us to explore new adventures. Imagine what that could be.
So with Criterion, it's all about the experience.
Our history is in cars,
going really fast and taking big risks.
high action,
Kind of physical,
speed, danger,
huge crashes.
crashing's cool. This is a new era for Criterion.
We've reinvented our office. We've taken away any individual desks. The whole team now is really agile and able to work together in really flexible ways. Occasionally, we work from the pub.
When we're ready for build review, we get in front of the screens and we play the game.
Play the game, figure out a new change that needs to be made, build it, and then within about 5 minutes, play the game again.
Because in our experience, the more times we go through that, just the better the game gets.
So this new IP gives us the ability to move beyond cars, which is just so exciting.
We've got ATVs, we've got helicopters, we've got boats, we've got wingsuits, we've got parachutes.
Crazy combinations of vehicles jumping over each other, through each other, under each other, tied together.
What's the most exciting thing I can do in a plane, on a jet ski?
There's not a single vehicle that we've talked about that I don't find exciting.
really been inspired by what we've seen people sharing in the real world, the first-person views.
The movies that they take are almost like athletes' point of view.
We've absolutely been influenced by all the amazing action footage that people are capturing and putting on YouTube.
This is a first-person game.
We're not going to ever take you out of that. So if you get in a vehicle, you're going to climb in the vehicle. Your hands are actually going to touch these things.
And it means an expanded landscape.
So many different types of terrain that we've never been able to explore before.
Our players can go anywhere, they can make any experience they want.
You're walking around our world and you're just looking at the vehicles and the scenery. It feels epic.
It really is an ultimate game for us.
It's a Criterion game, so it's going to be fun.
This is going to be the biggest game Criterion's ever made.
Criterion is looking at things differently, and at EA Sports, we are too. So today, I want to share a couple of cool things coming out of Tiburon. First, our golf franchise has had a rich history of delivering authentic golf along with fun fantasy courses. But there's always been limits to where you could go and what you could do. Now, for the first time ever in a sports game, we're leveraging Frostbite 3. EA Sports PGA Tour will allow you to experience real-world courses in stunning detail, while also pushing the boundaries of golf to places you've never been. With no load times between holes and fully rendered environments that let you explore every inch of the course, this is golf without limits. And yes, you can hit over a battleship. We look forward to showing you more in the coming months. Now let's talk about Madden. Gamers have been telling us for years they want defense to be more fun. And we get it, because defense is nearly half the game. With Madden NFL 15, we're transforming your experience on the defensive side of the ball. Let's start with your perspective. When you're playing defense, it makes sense to have the camera behind you. So we've introduced some new defensive cameras that will allow you to read and attack the offense right in front of you. Next, if you're a defender and you get locked into a block, that's no fun. Now you'll have much more control. You choose the direction to push your opponent during a battle. You can push him to the side to close up a running lane, or you can push him forward to disrupt the pocket. You can shed a block, or use a pass rush move to break free and take down the QB. And open field tackling has always been a challenge. So we've redesigned how you make a tackle to get more consistent results. A tiered tackle cone makes it easier to zero in on the ball carrier and set up the appropriate attack. Conservative tackles are the most reliable, giving you the greatest chance to take down your opponent. Or you can take a risk with an aggressive tackle, but it'll take more skill. Up close, you can pull off a big hit. Further away, you can dive towards the ball carrier to stop him in his tracks. Look, I could go on and on about all the defensive improvements in Madden 15, but here's the point. You're gonna have more control on defense than ever before. Now, instead of feeling like a liability on defense, you're gonna have a lot more fun. We also want you to feel the intensity of the NFL, so we've added hundreds of new player emotions and reactions. These play out in real time on the field, replacing old scripted scenes. And we've paired them with a new set of dramatic presentation cameras, all directed by an Emmy Award-winning cinematographer from NFL Films. If you watch NFL Films like I do, you know they're the best in the world at showcasing the emotion of football. And now, you'll experience that in Madden 15. For those of you at E3 this week, we invite you to come play it. And to everyone else, you can experience it firsthand when Madden 15 launches on August 26th.
Let me tell you a story about the other side of the ball. Since the beginning, they've always been the last line of defense, the protection, the safety net. But the best defenses aren't just a net. They become more than that, way more than that. The steel curtain, the fearsome foursome, and now the Legion of Boom. They all had one thing in common. They shut down their rivals by imposing their will. Make that transformation. Shed every block. Defend every pass. Make every tackle, and don't give them an inch. Now it's in your hands. So what are you gonna do? Madden NFL 15.
If we're going to do MOBA, we don't just want to clone.
We knew we were coming out of nowhere, and we knew that the people who liked MOBAs were super diehard. We put it in the players' hands at a very early stage, and we were just kind of like, we're going to build this in front of you guys, and whatever you tell us about this, we are going to hear it whether we like it or not.
It's just a constant dialogue with our players, and Dawngate is constantly getting better for it.
MOBA stands for Multi-User Online Battle Arena. For Dawngate, what we've done is broken down the genre to its component parts and built a new game that doesn't just clone the classic MOBA, but builds on it by focusing on a flexible metagame. But the metagame in Dawngate is based around your particular team composition, the roles your team is choosing. So the game is going to play different every single time, allowing you and your team to genuinely try new strategies.
It allows them to basically play any of these characters that they really identify with in any position in the game.
When we set out to make Dawngate, really what we wanted was characters who were fighting for a purpose.
All of the characters that you play, the map that you're playing on has been conceived of in a massive epic story arc that's really just kicking off with the players.
Salus, he's a character who I love to play. He's sort of a lizard monk, very zen.
There is a little spirit wisp dude. I love the design of that guy.
Big guys with axes and armor and skulls. I like that a lot.
So I like supports, 100% the best. I like making supports and playing supports the best.
I really like that we have a whole section of the world that's devoted to badass, bookish nerds. And I like books.
Dude, if you can't geek out about something, we're probably not gonna have a good time hanging out.
We built this team specifically to make this game, to make Dawngate. We're a group of hardcore MOBA players, so we knew if we were going to make something awesome for our players, it had to be awesome for us. The sky's really the limit. Dawngate has been designed to entertain you. The opportunity is there for us to go wherever we want, so long as it makes sense for the player.
This is an amazing time to be making games, but it's really an amazing time to be playing games. Every year at E3, I'm inspired by the energy that surrounds this industry. I love the cool innovation and creative thinking, but I also love the conversation. For a lot of us, it's the first time we have a chance to come together and interact. So, we hope you like what you've seen so far today. And now listen, I'm a little biased, but I think we're doing some pretty cool stuff. So tell us what you think, challenging us to create the best, most amazing experiences. We embrace the honest and open dialogue. As I said at the outset, we're doing things differently, but not just for today. We want to invite you in early to share new concepts, to let you know what's inspiring the new games you'll see down the road. This is our commitment to put players first. Have a little faith. We're not done just yet. We've got a couple more games to go. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Mirror's Edge is about mastering the environment, and Mirror's Edge is about faith.
Here is where I started. The simplest building blocks of faith. And that would be the white, the red, the blacks. And of course, we kept the glove. That in itself is iconic for her.
The style and tone of the game implies that everything we do needs to be elegant, minimalistic, and it has to have a certain attitude.
Where we use colors, the accents are very specific and controlled. That's where the attitude comes from. Her body needs to reflect her life, what she does, who she is.
Faith's physicality and freedom of movement is interesting in contrast to a very conformist society. Faith and the runners, they've chosen to sort of step outside of this world voluntarily. I admire her independence, her integrity, her daredevil ways.
She's a runner. She's very strong. The overall look should give them a sense that, well, you shouldn't mess around with Faith.
Mirror's Edge is a game that's focused very heavily on movement.
We've had parkour artists come in, talk to us. They can teach us a lot about the moves that we have in the game and how we can also expand on it.
We're building on the first Mirror's Edge when it comes to the moveset that Faith has.
Everything is geared towards traversing and navigating this environment. We want the player to be able to experiment and find different paths in the environment.
You know that you can get there, but how? And that's when you explore, not just the environment, but also what is it that Faith can do.
So for the skilled player, they might find the quickest, the fastest, the most rewarding path for them. Somebody with less skill might find a safer, longer route.
It's important for us that everybody who wants to play the game can play the game. And not only are we building a broad moveset, we're also building combat with the moveset in mind.
You would analyze the geometry in a combat encounter to see how you can use that against the enemies.
When we talk about combat, we are selecting very special sounds for that. We're having very tight, controlled hits. They kind of speak about Faith's power and efficiency because she is a projectile. Whenever she does hit, she hits quick, fast, and hard, and then moves on.
We are redefining the role of the runners to allow for more varied gameplay, for more varied experience. We will expand on who she is in this world. Why is she doing what she's doing? What's her reason for being Faith?
This is a girl that actually tattooed her eye. You do it for a reason, is to make a point.
We are creating Faith for a new generation.